Search DSIP online and the peptide crowd hands you the exact same pitch every single time. It's the cleanest sleep aid on the planet. It's natural. It's something your own body makes. There's no grogginess, no dependencies. Just flip a switch and drift off. Sounds lovely, right? Well, there's just one problem. When the FDA's own scientists actually sat down and read DSIP's human sleep trials, they didn't find such a clean story. They found trials that just flat out argue with each other. So today, let's check out if DSIP is actually worth it. And stick around, because this whole peptide traces back to a jar of blood drawn from a sleeping rabbit. And yeah, trust me, we'll get there. And welcome back to Peptide Corner. I'm Tom, a chartered chemical process engineer, which essentially just means I get paid to read the fine print, so you don't have to. And before my lawyers have another go at me, I need to tell you that this video is for educational and research purposes only, not medical advice. And if you'd rather understand this stuff than be sold it, please smash that like button, hit subscribe and click the bell icon. We're a small channel and it genuinely helps. So what on earth is DSIP? Delta sleep-inducing peptide. And that name is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for this one. Hold that thought. Chemically, it's tiny. It's just 9 amino acids strung together. Lighter than most of the molecules we cover on this channel. But here's the part that the ads skip. This isn't some exotic lab invention. Your body already makes DSIP-like material. It's turned up in your brain, in your blood, and genuinely in human breast milk. So before anyone sells you this whole mysterious peptide jargon, you've probably been swimming in it since day one. But for a molecule that's actually named after sleep, you'd think we'd actually know how it makes you sleep. We don't. So let's check out the actual science that we do know. DSIP was discovered in the 1970s, over 50 years ago. And in that half a century, nobody has actually pinned down the receptor it binds to. We don't even know for sure where in the body it's made. In rabbits, the animal where it actually came from, the gene has never been identified. One major review flat out called DSIP still an unresolved riddle. Let's think about that somewhat. It's like finding a light switch on the wall, flipping it, and the lights sometimes come on. Then when you open up the wall, you find there's no wires behind it. 50 years of looking, and the wiring diagram's still blank. Which raises the obvious question, does it even work? On paper, the early results look great. Small studies in the 1980s injected DSIP into chronic insomniacs and reported longer, better sleep. One open study of 7 patients said sleep normalized for months. Sounds like a slam dunk, but notice the word open. No placebo, no blinding. The researchers knew exactly who got what. So eventually, someone finally ran a proper version, a double-blind placebo-controlled trial. Everyone, scientists included, were kept in the dark. The result? Sleep nudged up a touch, but the study's own authors called it of little clinical significance. So you notice what happened there, right? The tighter the science got, the more the magic evaporated. That's the whole pattern with a lot of these hyped compounds we cover. The effect is biggest exactly where the evidence is weakest. And that contradiction is what got the regulators' attention. That's why DSIP, under the name Emideltide, just went in front of a US advisory committee deciding on which peptides pharmacies are even allowed to compound. And the FDA's own scientists weren't impressed. Their reasoning was basically the catch we just walked through. The human trials contradicted each other, so the benefit isn't established. And there was a second flag, a theoretical worry about the reward pathway, the same brain wiring involved in dependencies. Which is a little ironic, right? Because that first 7-patient trial, its own authors flagged a problem with drug addiction history amongst the group. That worry isn't new, it was baked in from the start. So is it worth it? In the end, DSIP isn't a scam, and it's not a miracle either. It's a 50-year-old 9 amino acid molecule with a fantastic name. It has a handful of small but contradictory human trials and no confirmed mechanism. And it's also got regulators who looked at all of that and said not yet. The name promises delta sleep. The evidence so far can't reliably deliver it. You should keep your expectation exactly as the data is, quite modest. As for the rabbit story I promised you at the start, back in the 1970s, a Swiss group led by Monnier and Schonenberger ran a genuinely crazy experiment. They took rabbits, gently nudge the brain into a sleep state, and then pass the blood from those sleeping animals into others. And the recipients drifted into a deep, slow wave delta sleep too. There was, apparently, a sleep factor floating in the blood, which they fished out and named DSIP. A sleep signal you could pour from one animal into another. 50 years later, we still can't fully explain it. So here's my question to you today. Do you think DSIP actually does something a placebo doesn't? Or is it just the best marketed 9 amino acids in the fridge? Tell me in the comments below. And if you want to watch a video where the skin and aging science is genuinely more interesting, go watch my video on GHKCU and Emideltide next. It's up on the channel right now and I'll link it for you below. Until then, keep safe, keep skeptical, and I'll see you right back here on Peptide Corner.